What is going on YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my BT9 updated D-Brigade deck. Now, if you followed the channel for a long time, you know that D-Brigade is a deck that I play every format. I always try to make it work, and the past few formats it hasn't really worked that well, so I did kind of step away from it, but it has been doing really well in the BT9 metagame, being able to win tournaments, get multiple tops, and really just make a big resurgence. So I've had a lot of people ask me for my take on D-Brigade, since it's a deck that I've spent so much time on, and so prepping up for upcoming regionals, I have been able to work on D-Brigade a pretty good amount, and so I just wanted to go ahead and share my list with you all so you can see what I'm playing, maybe get some inspirations or kind of see the differences between what I've been playing and some of the other lists that I've been seeing in tournaments. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into the list. So to start off, we got our Digitama, of course. We're going to be playing 4 Pagumon. This card I think is just the best egg. On deletion, you get to reveal the top card. If it's a black Digimon, add it to your hand. So you just get a little bit of cycle going, and you're swinging so much with your Commandramon that you just kind of get some cycle, but you'll be able to find more pieces, be able to find your Darkdramons or anything like that. And then you do want a 5th egg in this deck, because in slower matchups you are going to be cycling through your eggs, pumping through them, so you're going to get to that 5th egg. And I like Sunamon the best because it does give you a 2k boost if you have a Digimon with the same name. So if you have the 5k Commandramon on top of this, it will be swinging in at 7k if you have another Commandramon, so you can use this to swing over champions or just swing into security, have a better chance to survive, so that way you can swing again next turn. So I just think these are the best 5 eggs. I don't really think there's a lot of other eggs you can play, just because the D-Brigade egg gives you less DP than this, and this is cycle, and so it's just very valuable. And then next up, of course, the rookies. So we will start with the Commandramon. We're playing the standard 16 Commandramon. If you're playing D-Brigade, you're going to play 4 of each. So we got the main Commandramon here on deletion. Field top 3, play another Commandramon. It's very key. You want to be able to swing this in, get the check, be able to play out another Commandramon so that you keep having a body on board. It's very good. And then we have the 4 blocker Commandramon. Not the best Commandramon right now, but having a blocker is nice sometimes if your opponent's trying to go in for big swings. Being have a 2k blocker can be really annoying for them, but being 4 cost for 2k is pretty expensive. Then we got our beater, of course, the 5k, which works again with the Sunamon if you want to go up to 7k, but this is just our beat stick. It coming off of this is very nice because you get a 5k on board, or if you just put this in raising, you get through the 4 on-play cost and you have a 5k, so very nice. And then, of course, finishing it off, we have the 2-drop Commandramon. So this is really nice for filling out memory curves, being able to put your opponent at 1 if you're at 1, or just if your opponent's going to go to 3 because they're memory tamer, and you have 2 memory, you can play this go to 0, then play a 3-drop or something like that. And so, yeah, you just want to play the full 16 Commandramon. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to go lower on any of these regardless. Now getting into the rest of the rookies, we have 3 Hagurumon. This card is very key in D-Brigade because you can play it out, you can trash a Commandramon or just really any of your D-Brigade cards, or another Hagurumon if you want, but you want to trash Commandramon so you can get another one and trash for your Darkdramon, and then you get to draw 2, so this is just very good cycle. There's a lot of cycle in this deck, which is why I'm only playing the 3 Hagurumon, and then I am playing 1 Chumon in the slot of like maybe the 4th Hagurumon, and the reason I'm only playing 1 Chumon is because it is 1k DP, so it is fairly weak, and I don't really like playing Chikurimon in this build because when you have it in your hand, it's just a 1k nothing, and if it's not in security, it's just not really that effective. So I like Chumon. Normally with memory blockers, you want to play more, so you have higher consistency of blocking this, but the reason I only play 1 is because you cycle so much in this deck that you can find this in your hand, and it's really just there for that one turn where your opponent's going to try to go for something like maybe Oryuken mode or something like that, or just try to pop multiple memory boosts or go for Hammer Sparks or something. You just play it out, disrupt that one turn, and that's really all you need, and so I do like just the 1 Chumon here. I wanted to play 20 rookies. This is the only rookies that I'm playing. A lot of lists are playing 21, 22, even up to 24 rookies, but I decided to only play 20 because I liked this rookie lineup, and I also wanted to make room for other stuff in the build, and the next card we're going to go over as well kind of makes sense for the 20 rookie count. So now getting on into the champions, and why I said the next card was going to be kind of relevant to the 20 rookies is I'm playing 3 Nanimon, which is a 3-drop champion. So this kind of is a pseudo rookie as far as the on-play cost. You can get this out for 3. You still have 20 rookies to go on top of your Digimon or your Digitama, so you're looking really good there. You should have that pretty much every time you hatch. You should have a rookie. But I like Nanimon because it is a security Digimon. When it's a hit in security after battle, it does get played. So if your opponent's going in for security, this gives you another Digimon to come out and swing and get more aggression, while also just being kind of a pseudo rookie. So I decided to test out the Nanimon. I was playing it at 2 and then playing it at 4. I decided with 3. 3 is the pretty good consistency. At 3, I've been seeing it in security a pretty good amount. Some games even having like 2 in there or something, but at 3 I found the security triggers is pretty good, and when it's in your hand it's not that big of a brick. Obviously you can digivolve on top of a rookie for 2 if you need to cycle, but you don't really want to do that. You don't want to pay 2 to digivolve into a 2K, which is usually going to be weaker than your Commandramon anyway, but it's just kind of the on play. 3 pseudo rookie, security, extra damage, extra swings. It's come up a lot, so I really like the Nanimon here. Then to finish off the champions, we're just playing 2 Grumblemon for our hybrids. This is just, we're playing 6 Tamers, so being able to have the finisher in the Grumblemon, or even double Grumble is nice. I was testing more than, or 3, but I decided to go with just 2, so I could also have the room for the Nanimon. But yeah, that's going to finish off the champions fairly light. Then we got our 4 Darktramon. Most lists, I only play 3 in the past. I've pretty much only played 3 Darktramon since like BT4 or something, like when Darktramon came out. But I do like 4 in this list because there is so much cycle in this list with the Hagurus and the Kazus that you can afford to kind of trash one of these out of your hand early to get more cycle going and not have to worry about maybe 1 or 2 of them being in your security. You'll still have a pretty good chance of being able to find one, and you don't have to hold on to this really expensive card in the early game that isn't going to do anything for you, and you can just pitch it to get cycle instead. So decided to go up to 4 in this list. You could play 3, but I think because of the cycle, 4 is really nice. And then to finish off the Digimon, we're just playing 2 Death Xmon. A lot of lists are playing 3. I just found it to be very clunky. In this build, you kind of go pretty fast. So I never really found myself playing more than 1 or 2 Death X a game regardless, unless you're playing really, really long games, which in that point you would want the 3rd, but I didn't find it to be that relevant or happen that often, so I just decided to cut it down from 3 to 2, so it's not as clunky, and it's still nice just being able to, like, sometimes you could just digivolve it on top of Darktramon if you don't have the memory, or like if they only have 1 or 2 things on the board. You can't just hard drop this for 14, but you could digivolve for 6. But it's also just really good if your opponent goes wide or they play a bunch of Tamers. You can play this out and it's a very big threat. You're going to be able to get 1, probably 2 plus swings in with this Death Xmon, which just really adds to your aggression. It makes it so your opponent has to play really weird with how they play, so something's going to get deleted at the end of the turn. Next up, the Tamers, we got 4 Kazu. This card is very nice, being able to gain you a memory at the start of your main phase whenever you have a cyborg or machine. So that's going to work with Haguru, it's going to work with Commandramon, it's going to work with Darktramon. So being able to get the memory is very good. And then when you swing, you can suspend it to draw a card and then trash a card. So again, you can cycle, and then you can get more D-Brigades in your trash for your Darktramon. Or like I said, if you have Darktramon early and you want to cycle it so it's not like dead in your hand, Kazu is very good for that. And then we're playing 2 Izzy, only playing 2 Memory Tamers because 3 also felt a little bit clunky. There are no white or non-black cards in this deck, so this is always going to play for 3. But whenever you play out 1, stacking a second one doesn't really feel that crazy unless it comes out of security and is able to gain you a memory on your opponent's turn. Just having 1 of these out and then getting out the Kazus is going to give you all the memory you need. Plus, we're also playing memory boosts at a pretty high count. So only 2 Izzies, just so that way you can try to see it at a decent rate with all these cycle. But I don't think you need any more than this. Now, getting on into the removal, we're going to be having 3 Flare and 3 Iron Fisted Onslaught. Some lists are playing 4 Ultimate Flares, some are playing 2 Onslaughts. I decided to go 3 and 3. It's very expensive playing 6 8-cost options, but it does make your security fairly good with the Nanimons, being able to have good removal, and you just need ways to be able to clear things. Not being able to clear really big stacks in this meta is obviously very bad. And I just decided to go with the 3-3 split because they both have their pros and cons compared to each other, and I just felt like 3 is a very good number in most Digimon decks for cards like this, so just playing 3 and 3, and this is going to be our removal since we are a more aggressive based deck, but because we are in a big stack meta, we definitely need some removal. Then we got 4 Pride Memory Boost. This does feel like a lot, but again, we're trying to be pretty fast, so with Pride Memory Boost, you can play it. You reveal the top 3, play something with a play cost of 4 or less, so that's big because you can't play out things like Grumblemon, but you get to play out something, so most likely a Commandramon, maybe a Hagurumon, get the Hagurumon on play, but it's just a memory boost. We do have some pretty expensive cards, and just being able to boost up and be able to expend your turns is going to be very nice, while being able to just cycle out more rookies is very good, and trashing cards isn't that big of a deal because if you trash D-Brigades, you are just going to cycle them back with Darktramon anyway. And then we were just playing 1 black memory boost. We are playing 5 memory boosts. I was just playing the 4 Pride memory boosts, and I just kind of felt like I wanted 1 more. I was considering playing 3 and 2. The black memory boost is just really good, and being able to cycle and find pieces that you need. Maybe you want to find your Grumblemon, maybe you want to find Darktramon, maybe you want to find Death X, whatever. Black memory boost is very nice, but I decided to just go with the 4 and 1. All this memory boost gives you so much cycle and consistency in your memory to be able to get all the things that you need done, so I really like this split here. And then to finish off the list, we are just playing 2 Kongu. This card is very nice versus decks that recover, security control, Fani Loot, being able to stop that. It's also just very, very good versus Metal Garurumon X Antibody because it's going to make it so that way they can't swing in with their War Garurumon promo. They're going to have to Digivolve up into their War Garurumon X Antibody or Metal Garurumon X Antibody, so that way they can get swings in. And so it just mitigates the amount of damage they can do. Plus, it's just a 2-cost option, so it's fairly cheap to expend turns, past turn, or anything like that. So, did like Kongu. My other buddy who's testing this list wanted it at 3. I haven't super felt like I wanted it at 3, but with how prevalent Metal Garurumon X Antibody, you could consider cutting a memory boost for a third one, whether that be the Black Memory Boost or the Pride Memory Boost. You could consider cutting one just to go up to 3 here if you do feel like you want that. It is pretty good, but I don't think it's super necessary in a deck like this. But that is going to be the list. This is what I'm working with D-Brigade in BT9. So please let me know what you think of the build, what you like, what you don't like, what you change, and let me know what you're liking with D-Brigade. But with that being said, I'll catch you next time. I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace out.